Every depreciation deduction a corporation takes creates a quiet liability on the back end. When a depreciable asset is finally sold at a gain, some or all of that gain can be recaptured as ordinary income, no matter how long the asset was held. In this section, we work through Section 1245 and Section 1250 recapture with a full worked example, then move into the Modified Accelerated Cost Recovery System, known as MACRS, and when the Alternative Depreciation System, or ADS, is required instead of the regular General Depreciation System, or GDS. The logic behind recapture is simple. A company takes depreciation deductions that reduce its ordinary income year after year. Without a recapture rule, that same company could later sell the asset and treat the entire gain as favorably taxed capital gain. Recapture closes that gap by converting some or all of the gain back into ordinary income at the time of sale. Section 1245 applies to personal property such as equipment, machinery, vehicles, and computers, along with a few real property items like elevators, escalators, and storage facilities. Under Section 1245, all of the accumulated depreciation taken on the asset is recaptured as ordinary income, up to the amount of the gain. If the depreciation taken is larger than the gain, none of that gain escapes to long-term capital gain treatment. Section 1250 applies to real property, meaning buildings, structures, and land improvements, and its recapture rule is much narrower than Section 1245's. Only the additional depreciation, the amount taken above what straight-line depreciation would have produced, is recaptured at ordinary rates. The straight-line portion of the gain is called unrecaptured Section 1250 gain, and it is taxed at a maximum rate of 25% instead of ordinary rates. Side by side, the contrast is clear. Section 1245 pulls in all of the depreciation taken as ordinary income, up to the full gain. Section 1250 only pulls in the additional depreciation above straight line, leaving the rest as unrecaptured Section 1250 gain capped at 25%. Since MACRS already requires straight-line depreciation for buildings, most Section 1250 recapture on MACRS buildings ends up being that capped, unrecaptured portion, not full ordinary income. Let's walk through a concrete Section 1245 example using a piece of equipment, so the mechanics of recapture become tangible rather than abstract. The equipment was purchased for $500,000. Over its life, the company took $350,000 of accumulated MACRS depreciation, leaving an adjusted basis of $150,000. The equipment is then sold for $320,000, producing a total gain on sale of $170,000. Section 1245 recapture is the lesser of the depreciation taken, or the total gain. Here, depreciation taken was $350,000, and the gain was only $170,000, so the entire $170,000 gain is recaptured as ordinary income. That leaves $0 of long-term capital gain. Because depreciation exceeded the gain, nothing was left over to escape into capital gain treatment. This is the single most important takeaway from the worked example. When depreciation taken exceeds the gain on sale, none of that gain reaches long-term capital gain treatment under Section 1245. Now let's shift from recapture to depreciation method itself, and look at the two tracks available inside MACRS. The regular MACRS system most practitioners default to is called the General Depreciation System, or GDS. GDS maximizes near-term deductions using shorter recovery periods and accelerated depreciation methods. The Alternative Depreciation System, or ADS, is the other track inside MACRS. ADS uses longer recovery periods and requires straight-line depreciation throughout, producing smaller deductions in the early years. GDS and ADS sit on opposite ends of the same MACRS framework. GDS is fast and front-loaded. ADS is slow and even, spreading the deduction out in straight-line fashion over a longer recovery period. The important question for practitioners is not which one is better in the abstract, but when the tax code requires ADS instead of allowing the default GDS treatment. There are three situations where ADS is mandatory, not optional. A real estate business that elects out of the Section 163(j) business interest limitation must use ADS in exchange, applying longer lives to non-residential real property, residential rental property, and qualified improvement property. Listed property used 50% or less for business loses accelerated depreciation entirely and must use ADS. Property used predominantly outside the United States must also use ADS, with longer lives and no bonus depreciation. The fourth situation is different. A company may voluntarily elect ADS for earnings and profits purposes, which matters directly for dividend distribution analysis. Here is the distinction worth remembering above all others. Tax depreciation, the depreciation used to compute taxable income, typically uses GDS. Earnings and profits depreciation, by contrast, always uses ADS. That single difference creates a recurring book tax gap between taxable income and earnings and profits, and it directly affects how corporate distributions get classified later on. Three things to carry forward from this section. First, Section 1245 recaptures all depreciation taken as ordinary income, up to the full gain, so heavily depreciated equipment can generate entirely ordinary gain on sale. Second, Section 1250 only recaptures the additional depreciation above straight line, with the remaining straight line gain capped at a 25% rate as unrecaptured Section 1250 gain. Third, GDS is the default MACRS track for maximizing near-term deductions, but ADS is mandatory for certain elections and property types, and is always required when computing earnings and profits, regardless of what method is used for taxable income.